Hey, what's up guys? In the last video we talked about the XTool D1. Big thanks to them for sending it to me to review. We basically set it up last time, so let's take a look at some of the things I've done with it. Alright, first, since I've got this wood here, let's start with wood so we can get it out of the way. So this is some 5mm plywood. And I was just doing little tests trying to cut through it, and it just cut right through it like butter. There was nothing. Not even really anything to talk about there. It just sliced right through it. So let's get that out of the way. Okay. Let's move these. And so people wanted to see some different thicknesses and hardnesses of wood. So I got some wood from the hardware store, and yeah, so this is some 1/4-inch pine, and it's sort of cut all the way through. This is all with one pass. This one was no good, so but then this one, it cut most of the way through. You can actually see it on there. And if I hold it up to the light, I can see light shining through here in most places. But it didn't quite go through. I can even move it a little bit if I push. And I tried to get the last little bits with an X-Acto knife, but I couldn't quite get deep enough. But yeah, it went pretty well through there. And so now went a little thicker. We got some 1/2-inch pine. And no, didn't go all the way through with one pass, but it went most of the way through. So if I did 2 passes, it would probably go through and be good. And that's pretty impressive, I think, that 1/2-inch thick wood. And finally, I got some 1/2-inch red oak. So this is a lot heavier. You can even really feel the difference. And as you can see, this also went almost all the way through. Not quite, but yeah, I mean, it went quite far through there, so that's impressive. I want to try this again and do 2 passes to see what happens. So next up, I engraved one of these coasters, and it was strange. For some reason, it came out inverted. It was actually supposed to look like this one. So I had to manually go in and invert the image so that it would come out correct. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it was just this particular image that I used, but either way, I think they both look fantastic. I'm gonna put some polyacrylic on there, make it look nice, put some cork on the back, and then we'll have some nice wood coasters. And these letters, you can get the whole alphabet. They're available for free online. The William Morris letters, they're called, and they're just available for anyone to use. They're out of copyright. Okay, sort of adjacent to wood is cardboard. These are the cardboard boxes that I use to send my Etsy shipments. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to put my logo on the cardboard? And it worked great, a little too great. I went a little bit too deep, and you can actually press in some of the letters. But so if I just lowered that a little bit, these would be great. It would be, you know, almost like drawing it on, but much neater. Okay, moving on to tiles. I did some tests, of course, to make sure I got everything exactly the right speed and power, and used Rust-Oleum Heirloom White paint on these. Ran the tests and cleaned the paint off, and that's what we're left with. And yep, so I did the tests, and there is a photo I engraved. It looks pretty good. There are some kind of horizontal lines through it, and I think that's because my belts were too tight. I have since loosened the belts, so it now moves much more smoothly. So I'm going to try this again and see if I can get a better image out of it. And then we got Slate Coasters. So I did this one, and I did one test and it didn't come out quite right, and I did a little look online for some settings, and XTool actually has an amazing page with all of the great settings to use for a ton of different materials. And so I used their suggestion for this one, and it came out great. And I sprayed it with some polyacrylic, and it already has little rubber feet on the bottom of these. So I think that came out really nicely. Unfortunately, I don't own the copyright to that image, so I can't sell these. But I came up with a similar design that I'll be selling. And speaking of those settings for different materials on the website, I found out one thing is that the material listed, the speed is in millimeters per second, whereas when you're using Lightburn, it uses millimeters per minute. So I did not realize this at first, so when I did my first leather test, or my only leather test, I thought, boy, this is going awfully slow for just an engrave. And when it was done, I went up there and moved the laser out of the way, and I looked, and that's what I got. It just completely obliterated it. So so if you're looking at those settings on their website and you're using Lightburn, make sure to multiply the speed that's listed by 60 and then use that speed. So if I get another piece of leather, I'll have to try this engrave again. I do have a brand new wallet that I never engraved, and I was planning on using that. So maybe I'll try it on there. So forget that. And then finally, metal engraving. I did this little dog tag that came with the setup. Put the little rover name on there. This took less than 5 minutes. It was really fast, and I think it looks great. I cannot rub it off. I haven't really tried, scraping it or anything, but it looks like it's pretty permanently on there, and it's cute. These tags, I guess you can get them on Amazon, I think, and you could do maybe the name on the front and the address on the back. So yeah, I think those were super easy. I bet you could line up a whole, like maybe 20 of these in here and just have it do them all. And then finally, glass. I got these cheap pint glasses from the dollar store and put this dragon on there for a first test. I was using the rotary tool, or the rotary attachment, I should say. And it looks pretty good, although I figured I should probably do it a little bigger. And while I was at it, I found a setting to make the image even sharper. And then I did this one, and by the way, this is just some black paper, so it's easier for you to see. But I think it came out looking really good. This is a really detailed image, but I think if you did something small, more solid, like a logo, I think it would look really nice with that frosted glass look. Okay, so speaking of the rotary attachment, next up I've got this black stainless steel water bottle. So let's put it on there. I'll clean all this stuff off. Let's put it on the rotary and see how the engraving works. Okay, so let's get this water bottle engraved. So we've got the rotary set up down here, and I can't show you because it's behind here, but it's very obvious where the cord plugs in. There's really only one spot right in the front there. And so we're going to align this, and the way I've thought of doing this is I'm putting this piece of wood against the legs, and then got another piece of wood here. I'll just place that there, and then I can just move the rotary until it bumps up against them, so they should be square now. Okay, so I'll put this on the rotary, and I'm going to position the laser above it and set the focus. Just move over here. Just drop the little focus kickstand thing down. Okay, and move it over top. Just get it at the highest point. That seems good. Tighten you up. Going the wrong way. There we go. Okay, now move the kickstand up. Okay. Move you over there. Alright, let's turn it on. And we can see the crosshair. Move crosshair to the middle. That should be it right there. Alright, I've got really no place to put this laptop, so it's going to be sitting on the machine just for a moment. Okay, so I've got LaserBox open, I've got my dragon image loaded up, and I'm going to make sure I rotate the dragon image. Let's see, which direction am I going here? I'm going to mentally reorient myself because it's backwards. This is the front of the machine, so okay, let's reorient 90 degrees. Yeah, no, negative 90 degrees for this case. Negative 90 degrees. And let's see, I've got my calipers here. Let's measure this bottle and see kind of roughly what size I'm looking for. I think like 140 should be pretty good. Okay, so I've got my width here. Make sure the little padlock is locked so that'll keep the ratio there. And so I'll set to the 140 millimeters. Okay. And up here in the material, I'm going to choose coated metal. Alright. Now this is not connected. I'm going to connect to my Wi-Fi. And I'm going to press start. Working. Okay, I'm going to take my dot and move it to the far left here, and it should snap to the line. If you're dragging down, if you're dragging up for some reason it doesn't snap. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but it doesn't. Okay, so let's turn on cylinder working, and let's frame it. That's a bit far. Hey, maybe 140 is too much. Okay, select our image again. Try 120. Okay, start. Move our blue dot. Turn on cylinder working. And frame. It's still going way down. Alright, let's just move it up some. There. Try framing again. Okay, that should work. So I'm going to hit start. It is sending over Wi-Fi to the machine. Okay, we're all done. So it is sent to the machine. I'm done with the laptop. I can put it away and shut it off. Alright, so let's get my glasses on. And we'll just have to press the start button over here. And there it goes. Now it said this was going to take about 56 minutes, so I'll see you when it's done. Okay, it's all done. Let's take a look at it. I haven't touched this at all since. And this is my first time doing one of these, so I hope it came out alright. So, I can't really see much, but I can see the engraving on there. So, what I'm going to do is, I have one of these magic erasers and a water bottle. I'm going to spritz it. Okay. And wipe it down. And I can see it coming out already. Okay. Give it a little bit more water. Okay, that looks great. You see, I've got a little shop towel down here. Boy, that really looks great. It's still a little bit damp, but yeah, I really like how that came out. I'll show you close up. There's a ton of really good detail in there. And I believe you could totally sell this. I'm just really happy with how that came out. Okay, well that's done. By the way, I will have affiliate links if you want to buy these on Amazon. They come in a 4-pack. I forget exactly how much they were, but not too expensive. They're fairly cheap. They've got nice rubber on the bottom, a cap. They came with a metal straw and a straw cleaner. Okay, one more thing that I forgot to mention with these glasses. So this one with the my first test with the smaller dragon on it, I sprayed that with some black spray paint and then cleaned it off with lacquer thinner. And after I had posted this on Reddit, someone suggested using this black tempera paint. And this was like $4 and you thin it out a lot, so this bottle is going to last me forever. Okay, and yeah, so that's where we got the one that came out really nice. And what was great about this is you don't need the lacquer thinner, it just washes off with a wet paper towel. Okay, so that's everything. That's everything I've done so far. We'll see if I do some more, and if I do, I will show it. And yeah, so that's it. If you liked this video, if you're interested in the XTool D1, I will have an affiliate link below. And I'll see you next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And there is Patreon. If you want to support the channel, please do. And we'll see you next time.